Alright guys, I just want to like speak about this. I wanted to honestly speak about how I feel in terms of using spellbooks and my mentality on using spellbooks and how I fucking, like using spellbooks, and also how, I feel this new card that came out for it is just gonna end up having people playing stupidly. Now, I'm not gonna lie. The card is fucking good. The card is fucking amazing. It pluses you to infinity. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even going to discuss about that shit because I discussed about that shit before and it's going to be beating a dead horse. The point is not the card, but the fact of using the card. Are you thinking? Are you thinking straight when you use the card? No! You're not fucking thinking straight. You're not. All you're thinking is, I could just get all this spellbook shit from my deck to my hand and I don't have to worry about shit. I could just be fucking awesome about that crap. Okay, sure. Do that shit. Meanwhile, all I gotta do is read my book the way I want to. See, my mentality on playing spellbooks is pretty much this. You're reading a really fucking good book. You have this giant book in your hand that has all these different spells that you can make your dreams come true and fuck up your opponent's life. Like, that's how I feel, right? And, I view it like this. During your standby phase and your main phase, your shit activates, all your spell cards activate, you play your spell cards and shit. That is you reading your book. That is you reading that good ass fucking book, right? And then in your battle phase and your end phase, it's like you're putting your bookmarks because you're summoning all these monsters, you're attacking, you're saving your time by closing your book and saying, look, I casted all these spells, I casted all these buffs. Here, let me show you what my spells can conjure up. Hit you. You take mad damage. How do you feel? I feel pretty happy because I did all this work. Good job, right? And sure, you get a little bit of reward for it, but it's not massive reward like this fucking card does, like this new ass fucking card. It's just like a +1 or a +2, but it's an honorable +1 or +2, because even though, oh, at the end of my turn, I'll say use Fool of Prophecy, use his effect, the fucking Reaper combo. Use Reaper, fucking use Reaper's effect, summon Dark Magician Girl or fucking Prophecy Destroyer, whatever the fuck 6-star you summon, do whatever, right? And, that's the end of your turn. You have like 3 boss monsters on the field, and that's your bookmark. Like, I like that. Because now my opponent has to think, oh, he has all these fucking boss monsters, let me see how I could destroy them. And then cards like Spellbook of Wisdom, Spellbook of Fate, manipulate these, advantages by allowing you to negate shit. And with Fate, you could just like manipulate the field. Like, hell, you don't even have to come in contact with your opponent to use Fate. A lot of people think, oh, cause I have Fate, I could only manipulate my opponent's side of the field. I can just like do shit to his field. No! You could do a lot of shit. Like, say for instance, you had a bad starting hand, and the only normal summon that you could make is Magician of Prophecy, or Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, right? Use Magician of Prophecy, use that shit, use that shit to get, Star Hall. You already have Sephir and Secrets in your hand, use Secrets after you play Star Hall. Use that to get Fate, use Sephir to copy, Secrets, and reveal Fate, and get the field card, and fucking activate the field card, and there's already 4 counters, right? I think 3 to 4 counters right there. And mind you, you still have Fate, so you just set Fate face down. You already have like 3 cards in the graveyard, right? And then the next turn, your opponent attacks your face up Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. I just use fucking Spellbook of Fate, and they think, oh, he's gonna fucking aim after my monster. Let me Forbidden Lance that shit. Now he can't target me with this spell card. You think I was gonna target that shit with my fucking Spellbook of Fate? Hell no. You think I was targeting your monster? No, I'm targeting my monster. Let me target my Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. Banish 2 from my graveyard. Put him face down. Oh, you're attacking my monster? I +1 off that shit. Yo, flip that shit face up. I get another Secrets to my hand. Oh, what's this? You have to end your turn because all you could do is either A, destroy my field card, which is what you don't want to do because it'll put you at a disadvantage, or B, end your turn, which isn't going to help you because then I could just put shit back to my goddamn deck with my field card. Okay, now it's the next turn of the duel, right? You have Secrets in your hand. Now you can do all this shit like, I don't know, get fucking Alma, so you could get all the cards that you use for Fate back to your hand. Well, just one, but you still get the idea. You used Alma to get your shit back. It's not about the fucking divine judgment of the spellbooks. It's about shit like Fate. Doing simple shit like Fate to not fuck up with your opponent, but do what you gotta do with you. Like, your opponent is obviously gonna try and attack over your monster. Let's try and fucking prevent that and +1 off of that. Sure, we gotta sacrifice some pawns, but this game is a little bit like chess. You gotta think what your opponent's gonna do, and it's all about thinking. It's all about getting those combos up. Like, sure, oh, you think I'm gonna use my card to send your set card from the field to your hand? No, I want to put Wisdom back because I fucking misplayed. Let me banish one card, put fucking Wisdom back to my hand. Oh, you're gonna use MST? You're gonna use MST? Let me put my face down Alma that I tried to bluff you with back to my hand, so that way I could be safe and use Alma to get the card that I banished out of my graveyard. Like, say you have power, right? And you have a face-up spellbook monster on the field, right? And your opponent decides to say, I'm an MST your bluff Alma. He doesn't know about the Eternity that's face down. Like, the Eternity Alma, they're both the same fucking card, but we'll call it Alma, the one that gets the card out of the banish pile. Like, he uses MST to destroy that, and he doesn't know what that is. You use Fate to save that shit by banishing one of your spellbook cards, i.e. secrets. You banish secrets, put your Alma back to your hand. Put your Alma back to your hand before they could fucking destroy that shit. And you get to use Alma to fucking get secrets. Now that's a good fucking play. Like, I mean, Fate, I believe, is by far the one card that manipulates the field so long as you have, like, good spellbook plays. And it's not even that, like, with the field card, you can instantly replenish your deck. And it's not broken like, you know, fucking Divine Spellbook of Judgment, which allows you to add all this shit. But it's reasonable. It's fucking reasonable. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When I see some decks, I kind of cringe. I kind of cringe when I see some people use prophecies because they're not using it properly. I see some people not even running some of the spellbook cards like Alma or Fate or Star Hall. I see some people not running that shit, and I'm like, run Star Hall, run Fate, run Alma. That shit may not be as broken as the other cards you're playing, but fuck, you know, they're still good. They're still good. Like, Star Hall is really plus even without Divine Judgment of the Spellbook, because you still play a lot of spell cards. Like, you can get 13 counters on that goddamn card, so long as your opponent doesn't destroy it. And even if it gets destroyed, you still plus off of it. Because when it's destroyed, you still can add, like, a spellcaster monster to your hand equal to the amount of spell counters that were on that card. Like, just doing simple shit like that. Like, I believe when you play spellcasters, not just spellbooks in general, you have to be like Yu-Gi-Moto. You have to think. You have to be like, oh, I have to think of a really convoluted play that's gonna get me some pluses. Not like some legit like plus 13 or 14 shit, like some Card of Sanctity shit. Like, we're talking about just +1 or +2, that calm shit. But it's still like that really cool shit. Like, you would expect that shit like out of the anime. Like, I don't know if you guys have the same mentality when I did, but when y'all niggas were young and y'all were watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And y'all were young and shit, like, you were fucking inspired. You wanted to fucking be like Yu-Gi, but you know you couldn't because they were fucking anime cards. But nevertheless, like, there had to have been some way in which you were kind of like inspired by that shit. I mean, that's how it was for me. And to make all these plays, all these godlike plays that all I had to do was just think. You don't have to target monsters on your opponent's side of the field all the time, but you can if you want. It's there. You can also, like, I mean, it's just so much shit you can do. Like, there was this one user. I'm not shitting on you. You're a really good fucking Yu-Gi tuber, and you're also a really fucking good Yu-Gi-Oh player. I'm not shitting on you. decsilentenigma. There was this one video you had which was called Damn You Spellbook Fate, and it was you using prophecies, and it was a really old video. I'm not gonna lie. I should have never commented on it. But I saw shit like Gores in your hand, and I'm like, why are you running Gores when you know you have shit on the field? If you have shit on the field, don't drop Gores. You can't even use Gores. Use shit like Tragodia. Replace that shit. Tragodia's hella easier to run because you still add all this shit to your hand. Fuck. Use Prophecy Destroyer. Fuck. Replace that shit. Use BLS. Like, BLS I could understand But I see people adding shit like Breaker and fucking, I see people adding shit like Breaker and fucking, you know, Copycat and Injection Fairy Lily, and nobody's running shit like Apprentice Magician, which if it's summoned, you can put shit on Star Hall and make it plus 100 more, or you could fucking set that shit face down and they don't expect it, and you have a wall of defense, and it's like, oh, you have 3 monsters on the field? Let me attack your Apprentice Magician 3 times, and on the 4th time, you're gonna fucking set a free Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, which if you flip face up, you get its fucking effect. Like, shit like that, that's fucking tactical as shit. Like, I could sit here all day and discuss plays, like, again with decsilentenigma's video. Like, there was one part where he used power to power up High Priestess so he could get over Gotchi after doing some play, and you know, the video's fucking there. But like, there was a Hyperion out on the field, and it had its field card, right? And instead of, like, what he did was he used power to fucking get secrets, right? He used power to get secrets, and he had masters in his hand. And I'm like, okay, aren't you gonna get rid of Hyperion? Hyperion's like on the field, it can do shit regardless. Like, if you're gonna bait out the field card, okay, but why not just get more field cards? I mean, why not get more spellbook cards back to the graveyard, so that way the field card, when it gets destroyed, is more useful? But regardless, you want to have as much plus as possible. So I'm like, nice job getting rid of Gotchi, but there was other shit you could do. Like, you could use Power's effect to get secrets after killing Gotchi, then use Secret's effect to get the field card or whatever fucking card you wanted to get, then use the Masters in your hand to reveal the Alma in your hand, or the Eternity, so you could copy Secrets so you could get Fate, and then you use Fate to banish 3 cards to banish Hyperion. Then you use the Eternity that was in your hand to get Secrets back into your hand. Then you play Tower, and then you play Wonder Wand, and then you either keep Wonder Wand, because obviously if he summons shit like Christia next turn, because he was running an agent deck, what is he gonna do? He can't get over High Priestess of Prophecy, because obviously it's gonna be powerful than Christia, and you already gotten rid of his face up field card. You got your field card on the field. There's nothing else he could do. I mean, sure, I'm not gonna lie, this was an earlier video and I should have never commented on it, but still, I wanted to kind of express the serious play that he could have done. And you're still a good YouTuber. I'm not dissing you. Now, all I'm trying to state in this video, regardless, is that if you just think for a second, if you just think, use your brain, you don't need Divine Judgment of Spellbook to make Spellbook cards a good deck. Like, they were already good, but not many people were talking about it until this card came out. And what I hate is that people didn't want to play this card until they saw a card that would give it top tier attributes, and they would never know. They didn't know until now, and now people are talking about it. And it's Konami's fault. Nobody was gonna expect shit like this, but still, it's like, come on, now it's top tier, everybody's jumping on his dick. Nobody was playing it before, and when they were, people were shitting on it because they were shitting on the fact that there was so much shit that you could do with the deck. Honestly, with me, all I'm saying is this: you could play, like, this again, decsilentenigma, quoting him right now, you could play whatever the fuck you want. You could play whatever you want. It's not gonna matter. For me, I can't play this deck. I mean, not this deck, but I can't play Divine Judgment of Spellbooks. I'm not going to. I don't plan on buying it. I plan on using my brain, and when I want to use my brain, I plan on using it on Spellbooks the right way. And that means not running shit like Injection Fairy Lily and Copycat and fucking Breaker when I could run shit like Apprentice Magician and Crusader of Adminion, where I could just put spell counters on Star Hall, power up my monsters, and get advantage off of Apprentice Magician. Like, there are so many plays that you could do. Fool of Prophecy, there are so many plays you could do with that too. I could explain plays that you could do all fucking day, but you guys just need to use your brain. Read some spell books. Read some books. Don't rush through it. Like, that's all I gotta say. Monarch out.